Prepare to question everything you thought was safe. These 5 true events will drag you into a realm of unimaginable fear. Welcome to Hidden Horizons, where the veil between our world and the unfathomable is always thin. Tonight, we delve into the darkest corners of human history, where reality bends and terror takes hold. We uncover 5 true events so horrifying, so baffling, that they defy rational explanation. Prepare yourselves, for the truth is far scarier than fiction. Every date, every location, meticulously researched and recounted with chilling precision. Our first descent into terror takes us to the desolate Ural Mountains of Russia, to February 2nd, 1959. This is the infamous Dyatlov Pass incident. 9 experienced hikers, led by Igor Dyatlov, embarked on a challenging expedition. They set up camp on the slopes of Kolat-Syakhl, meaning Dead Mountain, in the local Mansi language. What happened next remains one of the most chilling enigmas of the 20th century. Something, or someone, drove them to cut their tent open from the inside. They fled into a raging -30°C blizzard, barefoot or partially clothed, abandoning all their supplies. Weeks later, their bodies were discovered scattered across the frozen landscape. The findings were beyond disturbing. Some showed signs of hypothermia, but others bore inexplicable, brutal injuries. One victim had a fractured skull. 2 others had crushed chests with no external wounds. Another had her eyes gouged out and her tongue missing. Disturbingly, some of their clothing contained traces of radiation. The official Soviet inquiry concluded the deaths were caused by an unknown compelling force. No animal attack, no human assailant. Just sheer, unadulterated terror that drove them to a desperate escape into the freezing night. What unspeakable horror lurked on Dead Mountain? The answer remains buried beneath layers of snow and dread. Next, we sail into the boundless, unforgiving expanse of the Atlantic Ocean to December 4th, 1872. This is the terrifying mystery of the Mary Celeste. The brigantine Mary Celeste was discovered adrift, sailing aimlessly near the Azores. Captain David Morehouse of the Dei Gratia found her, and what he saw sent shivers down his spine. The ship was perfectly seaworthy. Her sails were set. Her cargo of 1,701 barrels of denatured alcohol was largely intact. Breakfast was half-eaten on the galley table. The captain's logbook lay open, its last entry dated 10 days prior. But there was no one on board. Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife Sarah, their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, and the 7-man crew had vanished without a trace. There was no sign of struggle, no distress signal, no indication of piracy. The ship's only lifeboat was missing, but why would a perfectly sound vessel be abandoned in such a hurry? Personal belongings, including valuables, were left untouched. The Mary Celeste sails on, an enduring specter of the sea, forever holding the secret of its missing souls. What force, seen or unseen, cleared the deck of that ill-fated ship? Our third nightmare unfolds in the seemingly peaceful town of Villisca, Iowa, on June 10th, 1912. This is the unspeakable horror of the Villisca Axe Murders. In a small, unassuming house, Josiah and Sarah Moore, their 4 children, and 2 young friends were bludgeoned to death in their sleep. An axe belonging to Josiah was found leaning against a wall in the children's room. Every window in the house was covered. Every door was locked from the inside. The killer spent hours in the house after the murders, consuming a plate of food and carefully covering the victims' faces. The sheer brutality and methodical nature of the crime shook the nation. Despite numerous suspects and intense investigations, no one was ever convicted. The Villisca Axe Murder House stands today, a chilling monument to a night of unimaginable terror. Visitors report disembodied voices, objects moving, and a palpable sense of dread. The dark energy of that night, it seems, has never truly left. Who was the monstrous entity that crept into that home and extinguished 8 lives so brutally? The question echoes through the silent rooms, unanswered forever haunting. Our penultimate plunge into true terror brings us to Enfield, London, between August 1977 and September 1979. This is the harrowing account of the Enfield Poltergeist. The Hodgson family, a single mother Peggy and her 4 children, endured over 2 years of relentless paranormal activity. It began with unexplained knocks and scratches, escalating quickly to furniture moving on its own. Objects were thrown across rooms. Perhaps most terrifying were the experiences of 11-year-old Janet Hodgson. She was allegedly levitated from her bed and spoke in deep, guttural male voices, claiming to be an old man named Bill Wilkins who had died in the house. Police officers, journalists, and paranormal investigators witnessed some of these phenomena firsthand. Photographs captured Janet in mid-air, apparently possessed. Recordings captured the chilling, gravelly voice. Skeptics tried to debunk it, but the sheer volume and consistency of the documented incidents left many profoundly disturbed. Was it a child's elaborate hoax, or a genuine, malevolent entity unleashed upon an unsuspecting family? The terrifying question lingers, forever disturbing. Finally, we confront a tragedy shrouded in mystery and heart-wrenching loss in Fayetteville, West Virginia, on Christmas Eve, 1945. This is the chilling disappearance of the Sodder children. George and Jenny Sodder and their 10 children were preparing for Christmas. In the early hours of December 25th, their house caught fire. 5 of their children, George Jr., John, Martha, Louis, and Jenny, escaped the blaze. But 5 other children, Morris, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty, were never seen again. The fire department was slow to respond, and by the time they arrived, the house was a pile of ashes. Investigators found no human remains in the debris. A local coroner hastily concluded the fire was electrical and the children had perished. But the Sodders refused to believe it. They suspected arson and kidnapping. Witnesses claimed to have seen a man stealing a block and tackle system earlier that day, and a truck driver claimed to have seen the children watching the fire from a passing car. Decades later, the Sodders received a photograph of a grown Morris Sodder, mailed from Kentucky, with a cryptic note. Was it a cruel hoax or a terrifying confirmation of their worst fears? The ultimate horror for any parent, not knowing if their children burned to death or were abducted into an unknown fate. This Christmas Eve tragedy remains an open wound of terror, its secrets buried in the ashes and the passage of time. These 5 events, meticulously documented with exact dates and locations, stand as grim reminders that the world holds terrors beyond our comprehension. They whisper of the fragility of life, the darkness of the unknown, and the horrifying truth that some mysteries are never meant to be solved. If these true terrors have seized your soul, like this video and subscribe to Hidden Horizons for more harrowing journeys into the unknown.